murle and go where dog and Jonglei. Wait a moment, wait a moment, it's your way. Jonglei, we die, Jonglei, we die. I want it down your bang. Say, no, to go to a Jonglei. A man and nation, man, then Jonglei. Jonglei, we die, Jonglei, we die, Jonglei, we die. I want it down your bang. Say, no, to go to a Jonglei. A man and nation, man, then Jonglei.
Kanyani Balpur, Unkadon Kabila Kabin, none of them. You can end it again. What you do now? What you do now? Nabunda Jingo, Okutambo Balanande, I don't get it. What is what you do? What you do? Nabunda Jingo, Okutambo Balanande, I don't get it. What is what you doing now? What you doing now? You na buna jidu, Gokutambo Balanade. I don't get that. What is Balanade? Populations music. Years ago, Singapore International Bangladesh. Skanda, Shambreda, and Tada, Pola, and Lord Shankiga, Kalgaja, and I am Shankia to smoke people. Amun I am Mutia, teach of the Jewish the thing. It would talk and it did go, sticky in the Yawa, Pola, Kalgaja, Yam Ayanda, Tiny Body, Ayanda, Tiny Body, Ayanda, Tiny Body. I'm missing me. Ide ya fútbol chico. Palang missing me. Ide ya fútbol chico. I'm missing the daddy. I'm missing the man who can carry. Palang missing the I'm missing the damn. I'm singing. Tora for what I can I'm from that flower. It's been up from that flower. Tora Mogu is in a journey of you, journey of Abu, journey of a journey to Kimbo, our and to Tora, but yet it's in a journey of a journey of one word, journey of Troy, our and to our Pagina, our Pagilla, our provider, our Awoda, our Pagita, our Angoda, our Tora for what I can I'm from that flower. It's still up in the tower. You know why you put me to my chair to put me to the time. Carry away. I do your heart. But now I'm God. I'm God. But now I'm God. Now I'm God. I'm God. But now I'm God. Nhà đàn rồi đi ra chỉ lo làm mấy lúc chẳng mang ai ra đây biết nhà đàn rồi đi ra chỉ lo làm mấy lúc chẳng thùng hò chẳng mang ai ra đây biết Aku yang tinggal aja, aku yang tinggal banyak badan paling jam 4 yang ini Come again, yeah, jolly train. Come again, they will marry. Matya Mandoi, Gante. Mandoi, the way I can get the way I Matya Mandoi, Gante. Mandawin, the way I can get the way I give a move, Nyali magari mogu mogu magaya. Nyali chiri tiru ke magaya. Kaya pugare go kumir polo dia pe. Ayego ya mogu mogu magaya. Nyali magari mogu mogu magaya. Nyali chiri tiru ke magaya. Kaya pugare go kumir polo dia pe. Miri piano kaya miri piano amadia. Dwarugo duke yani ya dwarugo ye amate. Pialugo duke ya pialugo ye amate. Pelingin duke yani ya pelingin ye amate. Ayin jabu kang manu palu amate. Ayin jabu kang yen garai amate. Ayin jabu kang manu palu amate. Ayin jabu kang yen garai amate. Ayin ayin ya di ayin amate. Ayin ya. Ayinin yara, ayinin yara di say madyo. Ayinin yara, ayinin yara, alayinin yara di say madyo. Ayinin yara, ayinin yara. Ajiyo ya mo madya. Nyali magari ya mo madya. Nyali ya kiri ya kiri madya. Hey, what I go beautiful, you can. I can't go here, I'm open to my day. Nyale Magari, I'm open to my day. Nyale, I can't get you, take my day. Hey, what I go open in all the open. I can't go here, I'm open to my day. Nyale Magari, I'm open to my day. Nyale, I can't get you, my day. Hey, Bugaren go very for the open. I can't go, yeah, move my day. Nyali Madaya, move my day. Nyali, my day. Hey, Bugaren go open for the open. I don't think I get. I don't think I find out what and what region, but and I can't tell you. The mother can hear. Abang tinggal dia, abang tinggal banyak badan bagi jembat kayaknya kali apa kemana jadi kira kayaknya jadi kali apa nama nanti mana maju mandoi kau kata mandoi kau yang jadi kau yang maju mandoi kau kata mandoi kau yang jadi kau yang aja kau yang Magaya, Nyale Magaya, Magaya, Nyale Jiggy, the Magaya, Pay Mugarendo.
We are just live for closing ceremony of ICGS number 7. Excellency, thank you for coming. I know you are busy. You have taken time out of your busy schedule, and you are here to say goodbye to our participants as they go and embark on the implementation of the ICGS. Thank you so much. You're most welcome. God bless you for being man of peace all the time. We are grateful for our members of the ICGS, the commissioners, the women and the youth, for dedicating themselves for the last 50 years. They mark the 7th ICGS in Juba, Palm Africa. Your Excellency, take your seat. Take your seat. Let us sit down. Thank you for coming, Your Excellency. We are so glad that you made it on time. We have finished what we were doing for you so that we can close the leadership. Came at the right time. We found out that we were dancing the tunes of different songs from the three communities. The last song you guys were dancing to was titled Madhya. Madhya is my friend. It is being sung by Garang Magang Song, South Indian artist from upstate. He said, my friend, I love you like I love myself. I ask Almighty God to keep you and keep me. And that you and I should be talking one thing. I promise not to wish you back, and I don't want you to wish me back. That is the content of the song, and it relates to our topic of today. The Murle, the Nuer, and the Dinka we have friends. Can we clap ourselves if we have friends and family? The other song of the Murle was saying that if God cares about you, why don't you also care? God loves you. What else do you want? Isn't it honorable? If God loves you, what else do you want? We don't need to go and steal. We don't need to go and raid. We don't need to go and kill ourselves. And the other song was the Nuer language. The Nuer and the Dinka were all from Jonglei. and you are the strength of Jonglei. You are the strength of Greater Pibor Administrative Area, and you are the strength of South Sudan as a nation. We need to find in our heart to forgive and return whatever we have taken. So I think we're still waiting for His Excellency the Governor of Jonglei. His Honorable Mulwal is not here. I don't know how far the Governor is. So I'm informed that His Excellency the Governor of Jonglei State is on the way coming, and he will shortly be with us. And we need to wait for him for a while so that we can begin our speeches officially. And maybe if there is a story from our mothers or from the father, story of love, a person is welcome to tell us a story, a simple story. Yes. It's all in Hindu story. Guys, you will translate that story.
Hallelujah. Lan chola ucharian. Kanyarol. Bakon mo igaychane. Ngan ba ngan ya wuro midis. Anga ya kal chere ko le pier gananal. Jen medan e pier nal. La na canal. Ka pier canal. Ka gar canal. Ka kora me ki kuma betesin. Ka dol goro ka je. Ke wo mo kan je gar dong de ji ku bade ka wo na ka roi wa je dol na ro kien ga je ka mo kan yim kuna bai chu je ji ra me je na garba bai ji ra me je ka wo te wi ka kuor ka ngai je wo na du ka la khen tu guru wo cha na ba na ka cha na ba gar ka cha na bi bier tama cha na chu chat tama cha na yu chat cha na la ken tama nei de kon le ai ga rodien nei de le ai ga rodien and tama ko kon nei de ko ne cha bier ka cha gar and tama ngan ta ko ke ni bro rai dun ka ye do le ko na ya kal cha mo cha ba ngo ku me cha la ken ngan cha de ma kwa ye lat ke won tama kon ngone ke wo de na rodan mo ka department mina te ke rien me ya lat cha we je na te ka mal me cha kon de lat ka cha barir e ya ano mo ka kwa la ngai la de mal ngun mo ku me je mo ka kwa la ngone gar me dan ka ngone bir ke wo bina la ke jen ka nai to ko ngai ga je won na ka ro kin gan department la te ke ku me ku le te ka ga department mo ka la na ro de ka ro de ngode mi te ka mi bi ku mo isa du ke wojen chi ria da kon ka roda bu gan ma gor ma te wel gor ke bu o se gan mi de mi mat ke de ya mi te lo mal akon mi no je yen kuma da kal chere ma ngot gad ke pye ke je ma la wo la chum ni jo man tama ja ka mor len wo mi chi wo la jom ba to rara kal chere mo da wona rar da wojen la wo be o mai dor ku lu ngu de cham je la be wana ka yen kuma biya marai mala culture biya woy ni na bana mal to bana dolu tole ko cha ko bete ka culture tani kuma ka department kon ya ko bete department ba ko jal ka ki ko bete ri mi du bul ka pai baro bul nyo du ka jom ka be o mai dora ba jo ra ra ga di te chang ka ba bom da kulo wanen ko na ga je che ta da na ki ga na gar ba ko la ken ka bi ngwan ti gwa ma la mai ga tin bu ga chwa jen chang ka ra da ngai ye wa mala ta ga bi lo je ka group ne angani chokron.
We don't want to change the topic. We are just saying a story. Anyankol, ke jam chulwel anyankol pat. Ana anyankol ibalwel anyankol enwel ko che gor jam.
Yena ako kulkur kwa chiek. Anang ko anang rana wara rido ne chagadiet. Awan ka thiak ting de. Awan je ting de thiak ka cheneng mi thiak. Baya ka ja neng hutok kweneng luak tok. Tiga chupil de je kol. Gwer. Kumeda chi jirkin de achi loy ka lor ten agut. Awan kamet kedai dine wun gwer ti go dine muinde go ket din den non lor. Goma lor yubi goma jirkin do yubi tan gut kai lor. Goma go dit pin go ra nyuar le lor. Goti go pil pul le lor. A chi ka taro na chi ka tak ye na chi ka yen dor ye ngai dor chak mani. Ai alwe lo koi ka koi chi dor loy. Ai dor loy pandin. Yene tan da cool.
Let's clap for Sultan. Let's clap for him. Because that's what we want. We want whatever you say should relate to what we are here today. So I want to give it to Wilfred. Give us a short story.
I think this is an old story, but perhaps one or two people have not come across it before. Okay, it's the story of this young man who was living with a mother. This guy, he could move around the village still. And when he comes back, whenever he committed any kind of crime of stealing, people runs after him. And then when he gets home, always the mother stands with him. The mother was 100% in support of him. He went and stole some money. The mother denied that, no, my son is innocent. He beat somebody's child the other way. The mother denied that, no, my son is innocent. He could not do that. Now, she has forgotten that this young man is growing up. Now, when this young boy now grew up committing those kind of, small offenses, as a man, now the level of crime also increased. He could join now big group, the companies, they could go and steal, and he was getting a hell of money. So what happened was that there was a time they went and broke into a bank. In the process, they even killed one of some two staff in the bank, and they were arrested, unfortunately. So they were taken to court. When it reached to court, of course, the judge found them guilty. Of course, as we know, the offense of stealing and murder at the same time, that one carries death penalty. Then definitely death penalty was passed. They were put in the cell, waiting for the day of execution to be hanged. Now, this young man, he was asked, because before you are hanged, they ask you, you have to tell something. The person that you love most, you request that person will be brought, and then you have interaction for the last time. This young man immediately went and called after his mother that he loved his mother so much, let the mother comes. So when the mother was brought, he asked the mother that he needs at least a kind of confidential room, only two with the mother. And the prison guard accepted. They were allowed in the room. So when they were in the room, he told the mother, please come closer. I have to tell you, this is secret. So when the mother drew closer, immediately he grabbed the mother and said, it's because of you that I ended up here and today I'm dying. If you had directed me, if you had punished me the time I was young committing this crime, I wouldn't have ended up here. He got hold of the mother's head, tear all the ears, tore the nose, and when the mother was screaming, then the guard had to get in and rush to rescue this old mama. So the prison guard was surprised. What is happening? This is your mother. Why do you treat her like this? Then he had to tell them A, B, C, D. When I was young, she did not guide me on the good way and the wrong way. Now, moral of the story. If we don't guide our young ones, as they advance in the crime they are committing, at one time they will turn against us who gave birth to them. And the end result is we'll be gone. That's the end.
Let's clap for him. I think it's a very good story. And that goes back to all of us. The mother has been put there as a symbol, but it is for all of us, the fathers and the mothers and the brothers.
Thank you. There is a foxtail. I think somebody may know it better than me. And I want to similar with the situation we have. When the Ainas, you know Ainas, and Aina got a 2 day without food. And then it was raining. And he was trying, he has got hunger. He did not got food. And when he was trying to see there's no way, he was trying to smell the child as his food or is a meal. her own child. And then the child say, "No, mom, I'm so and so." He say, "No, you smell like food actually," and it is start hitting the child. I thought that we forget that we are one people and one mother and one brother. We are not trying to cheat ourselves, chewing ourselves. That's why you say that a Murule is just smell like food actually. Then you go to there. A Nuer is smelling like a food, and then you go. And then the Denka is smell like a food, and then you eat. This is what is happening today. Let us not forget that we are one people, one nation. Thank you.
Wa kilo ete ho shara nyo lu nyal. Ren chare nan bala de shan meta ren chala biliru ren korman ko urur. Yen te ga che dang diok titel kwa de da kwa ken. Ala kan tene kan ga yang melar ka manga mete dai kapatan. Ko jom te ga koi. Ko te ga bol. Garan di chagan mani tien dang raw ya ga chol. Chaga jogan ma tama go che bay long daw che di long goro kwa kon ban ga daw. Ko garan tien kan ta ga confident ta ga palpin. Ya jo kala ga ma ka da nu. Ya we yang la ra point pa ngan bata ga jo ga biya te wuje. Ya we manga point la wo gan bata ga dai ga nyal biya te ga tiep de pin. Ya we patan point ben yen nga ka wor ga chang dar be bur ga ye. Ki gan ma ne jo cha go cha ko no. Me ki ga da ra utien wo nyur go ga re da ma nan me ki lo ku le di long ne me ngu ban le ga ma. Ki gar ke le jo tel me de kon me le chu wo de kon na cha go go an wo ji na ban chap de ngan ba chap de ba je. Pali ga. Me ki da ma na ngai yang chup. Che je da kwan. Ki gar tot cha ke de ya kwan. Me je de be yang tu ka ngai ya wi yang yor ga ke. Charan jo ka ngo me chi wi yang le yo de. Ata me yang ngai ya cha ke ye. Cha jo wi yang ja du me ye kam ne che nge la de yang dua ye tel do tin. Cha pal na me ye je la de me ye pal. Cha yang loin. Kina wa tar ya chi o te ga ti kina o nyu re ti ba. Cha bene je ne be ro pondo ma ga ya jo chu chu re ti ba yu ro ko nyal wa ka bene nyal chu be re ti ma ta ka tin. Me che manga wile che wile tel do me je ga dai ke lo ne en jaw. Ka tian ke na jo ne nga patan ba ro bu kum. Patan ya ka me ya o cho ne ye yer cha no nge te ne na loi loi cha wo yo re cha gom no re cha ro to ne ne. Cha we ka ngo ye patan le loi. Cha yo musuli da ga chang der. me che gui cha ga nyo cho cha ga yo gan ma cha ga yo luan yo cha we la me la de ye wa no wo loy na kel cha ti pai me ye sin gan kwa cha ma la wo en morle ka jang ka nuore kan ka ga ti kel kan ga ti ran diok ten la rai rai dien ko wo mi te le morle ki la ti de luang le ni der wo yiri yang ya loin dor bang mi te le jang der wo yiri yang ya loin dor bang mi te le on wo der wo yiri yang ya loin dor bang ene ko lam na ga ti kel go no loin na ka la chi ma yi ga chi ma luin ka la dien thank you.
Let's clap for her. Mama Berry. Hold on.
Door, 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 mall, mall, garden, garden. Abo door dale. Kanya na na boy no chante karong kudua. Chiye de makaro ko me we kom ma kwet chen kawacha langane murten chen nuerin chen nagin chen dengkawin chen na garu ke gna ti jongole do. Anyak boy no ti karong kudua anyak bale to macha do la be men lo ti tagi da we kala lok de ubung de da une le unen man. Abe de wadang wo kita da kala unen badak. Maru kora cho bije wo kinele. Akwala mala ko til tamudu na betara edi gijito kor langane le do ka bele wale do ba. Kita cha kawale chi jongole olanga gana ka wan ka dei tile tile mala ko til tamu bona lo chi te tal mare tu gudo na do korte gate kulli ma yuptam.
Ta janu ton bachat. Ta ka wurmudor la ramaya choblero ko. Rama ya choblero ko la rawe kamachi ni re kamaduli rawe lere magwa lere yakaro lere majia lere yakaro be gadial bi rin kore. Ana rawo mo lere magwa lere yakaro lere majia lere yakaro be gadial bi rin kore bi o kai kore. Ka chankel daga shekel. Ye wene ne jana dora me la bagad binang ne tiang bagad bude jora che ndor me yeda u gon bagad ba kamere ne kamichini. Ye wajan dora me pene gad nur chang ka pene gad wo bi tiang chang ye kon ye sal ga ye luen. Ye nang kon nan mi dor we bi ne ye kam dor ye jo kon we chama. Ni dor inga kere kede mi nan ke gon ku yo gon uti de ke chama wona yo gad ya lor nyorin kor. Mi dor nan yo chu bi go nan ngar tin yo kon nan we cha fin ye cha ga gan chi nan. Cho ga de kon wo kon na ne ya to che ni wo kon cham kan. No cho ga chu ke liu. Ni ga liu ya man di ja la la ru na bu wi yo na wi be la wi ka be biet. Chwe jo indi doro na na ke de le mo ga le ye kro le me ja le ye kro ta mo lu de. Ko le lar ke ni na lar ke ko de charma nyin kien charma nya ka bang lakin chu nya lora. Malar ka mo ga kan redi. Ke yiri dia le teuri. Jadi dia le kan ju kan jadi dia le ga dia le ya lo ga ni kien kan dia le teuri ne fan. Lakin bi fo da bal wo ka chi ni kien. Kal ka le kan man da ma dia. Chang ngot bor malar ke la won mal bumelong. Thia no wo na kor malar no bi na nyin jeng po na wa lakin wona mala mate lar mu bum bero do lon kal ka le no minu. Charme yo fo ndere. Shukran.
Yamile yata zol takara.
tong nuara chabro ay tong murle ni biya ko le terje mo tong murle ni ko biya ko le nga gwa na wala wona mai karpo la we ka la mo ba we chwal go je ngana ya go ko na idara te ka giza ma balariye giza na mo giza ma tot chi giza ma dit ka jandi ro ya ma ndede
Translation ba.
okay ka pa la te ka giza ma balat me wal te ka wun ma doar milim chana chu ga liem la be ka bana be jo moya nga ma cha moy ko kon be dil gui be wona ne riet ken kan riet na la lat ka wur mo ka kel ja wo ma le ma je le di ko ma le ma gwa le di ko du be kon cham ma ken riet ma ken lar che kon che kwen to de ka cheng ma de dien ti chi cheng ma dong wena ne ndoro dolo mo la chu na ke rien mi cha le ma je le di ko du ngana ja lu nga be liu chi gad ka jien ga dang di chi ka jien chi ka lu ji wo dwel gora chi ga ma lad wo ba dar na go yen ti lu de chi gad ka dang di chi ka jien chi ka wo cha lo tal ka dalabi ane cha dalabi ane dan di cha ka moy samamu cha dalabi ane dan di moy samamu ja ko kwen to kare to re to karar cha jien ya wo to ni duel cha ro ku ga nien ma yi ga da fen duel goro chi gad ka dan di ben chi kon ben dor cha kon chi kon dor na na jen de moy samamu ka dalabi chi kon ben jen ye dalabi ba kwan to re chwe dalabi gwe chwe wo ma le mi je le ri ja goro ma le mi gwa le ri goro chwe nyo yor pen kana ye cham chwe ra ma charal ma ye gad ka dang di ben ka en bod duel goro mo kwana ngaye choro ba yor kan dalabi an dan di tin kon te ya moy sim chu gad ka dial ra ma chu be ga cheng na chu liu kan dial to re ga dan ti man ja kai ra re duel ya gad ka benen chi ga liu che wo ngana che nga yo wona ne ngan che nga yo go be liu na gad ka ngana gor no go ba dwar na nak mala da ke gisa na mo biya nga yen go ko kon ga che kel che ma ya la re bele ma che ko ne ti jek mo ko ne ti jek ma la re je wo ne to ka liu ba ko dala ye yor pen che dwar ngor go ba na ba ko yor pen ba ba je ni ye jaw ma jina ngana ngala da ran ma je ga ra mo che je go ka ko ma je go karan go ka ko ngan men de lar ye ro yen ta ma ga yen che mare nuore ga che ngware jang ga che ma don murle ga ji che na bi ai ku la ngai ai gisa na mano nga jako bi ai ngai wo kon tele ra ma go ram kel che de liure dan gor ko no wo kon dial bana ta kel ko kon pon kel chim nuor betel ke jang betel ke murle betel ke jino ba sudan betel nuor chi murle che mu na ma deta ke jang deta ke cha deta betel murle ni bana la na je ko che lar ka bible wo ma pa chura ma mo ja ka go ram je ko jin te jin nga na diran jo je go jin nga ma gwa wo bi lar ko do ram je ga pelen ka ko ne di je lakin bana goro do bana bana joy ka che tarar che tan ma dan che lar ka bible wo ngan ma wa ta ka ben a ba ye nong tu ko re ba doro nyen go doro ka ba bi ba tena ben ma bete ne ri kwa na bible ngan nga yen ka mana ma che le ran le de che tan cha yor kon bana kula goro do bana joy ka che tarar chana bu goro wo bana ronyo gor ne do bana joy ka che tarar ngan ba chong wana
Let's clap for Nyamele. Very good story. Thank you so much. I think I will end with Commissioner of Duke. Is the last person to share with us story he wants to tell us. Gida dien gana che gida ningran god. Kalle bachat erer chirma rerog. Kriye jabana ya piwa je yen. Chimen piwa wog dor. Aning din ne chola gog. Ni ran ni tiyen man da nyatin. Tiki man da dit. Gog mi cha woguru go be gada dol. Cái lôi tối nào thôi cái này đến đi là thế có pin cái gì à ai tôi cái đằng काम team cái team thì đi đó chỉ coi đi đi argum mi dai làm nhà lại vậy nè so so cái kia nào đấy ta đến là biết quạch ban hoặc là cồn hoặc là mì hoặc là biết mì chăm so chẳng cái gì này mì thao thì mình chỉ coi đi biết thôi được na chỉ pirun cái me de ti ay luen ma yini tinga kara men do chiti de kor binget ka luen tinga go gulel me do ngoro ko ri chire de luen ni da ten ta go ngi ka luen ga lo ga de chola cha ba bay ba ben ting na ken dit ala ga cho bi bu yi un
Abia chin be bi ku jeta wero biruar to na yu chin kom to ye to ngi me na ngor ko. Be che jo gad mo ngor ku gad te dilikin jin kin ye ya jo ni ne. Ke pio bi ti la go la gul be la go la bi abi lo le ke chor ki na le te ke ka be la nya na le ka yu ni. Ete tu ku je pinrun. Cái cho cái do dom chỉ thiếu thì biết coi là pin cứ nó chỉ đen phải cái chỉ coi go coi là quanh nó cam cái gì cho nãy lê cho là cái vấn đề ta ban cái coi đi cái ní cái game mà chan cha der mình đen là coi mua or lê là bên coi pen là pin cái cha mình cái chỉ cái tian game lekin me da cái là quanh người cái cha nó nghe là thật cái German ala cái dây biếm good bị com thực là ban bị giờ ban bị cái com ác ra le ban cái cam chơi về nhìn anh cái giờ bé bị nhìn tung của German là cho có bao giờ do không na có biết người đâm để cái tiền của tôi vậy tục cái phiếu ra cái tôi ấy này cái biểu là nó chỉ fan com cái này giờ mua nó nào cái là pin là cái tiền ta bên cái man là mát nha cái này lấy mát đến nó coi mát à chơi là quen bây giờ game tiếng game long của giờ là nói chuyện giờ bị ai cho nên game nào là pirun nha cái bao nhiêu man vô cái tao dùng cái beat vì gì man cái vô nhỏ rốt của tiền cái tao ăn của chỉ lo yên mà nó trên cái chỉ tiền nó chỉ nghỉ cái gì cái giờ bà la gam người lên mẹ chỉ đi chỉ thôi chỉ nghỉ này ở thế nó cái cảnh ngực ở chỉ bé tôi là này chỉ tiền nó chỉ nghỉ nãy giờ tôi anh giờ lo những phim canal ô chưa gì ô तो पियो चिन वो पियो जे ci joddo ngete tin bin wo jo nyoti le wo kaga loy na fadu o to goron jizire na kin na nyot ka ken tian lew
Let's clap for Honorable Commissioner of Duke County. It's good. Thank you so much. Yeah, Your Excellency, allow me to recognize some media houses that have come along with you. With us tonight, we have Anyarjur Media in the house. We also have Hot in Juba, and we have Moragir. These are popular media houses in South Sudan, being followed online by so many South Sudanese. Welcome, Nyarjur, Moragir, and Hot in Juba. Feel at home. This is the last day of intercommunal governance structures, the ICGS. It has been held 7 times, and this is the 7th ICGS. Your Excellency, with you there is the 7th ICGS draft communique. You might have read it. Your people have discussed and agreed on certain principles that will need government attention, as well as the commissioners and the structures at large. It's our pleasure that you always stand with us. During the 6 ICGS in Pibor, you were there in person, you spoke, and you implemented what you say, some of the things that you outlined during that meeting. I'm happy to tell you that the community is committed to return 66 abductees, but due to the challenges we all know in the region, the communities were able to collect 20 abductees, in which 10 came from GPAA and 10 came from Jonglei. I think this is a progress that we can appreciate. Can we all clap for ourselves? I know it's not enough, but we can appreciate. Your Excellency, this morning we also had a repeated discussion on the abduction because donors are getting a fatigue from ICGS members or communities of Jonglei GPA. They always commit that we shall collect, return, and reunite abductees, but little is being done. And this is a bigger frustration from the international community and those who help South Sudan. Today we present the communique to you both, the Governor of Jonglei and the Chief Administrator of Greater Pibor Administrative Area. For that to happen, we need your hands. We need your government support because there are some areas that need government intervention. Without your intervention, we will keep sitting, talking, and nothing will happen. So, as we wait for the governor, we will still wait for him. We do not want to start when he's not here. And would like to maybe continue with some short stories that relates to peace so that people of Jonglei can realize that they are one people. Subsidies have been taken closer to the people. That's why we have GPAA and we have the Jonglei and other states. Not because we cannot fit within one state, but we want to extend services closer to the people. This is why we have the two Greater Jonglei and Greater Jonglei, Pibor. But you still remain as one people. So anybody with another story, something that is relating to peace, from partners, any story? Yes, Mr. Mach. Mach is RSTF coordinator. He replaced Lawrence Peter. Most of you know Lawrence.
Your Excellency, we recognize your presence. I want to share a story of a father and a son. I'm told one upon a time there was a father who was living with the son and the livestock, the cows. Each morning, he sent the boy to go and herd the cows, take them to the grazing land. In process, the cows will go to the farm of others. They go and graze into people's farm. And the community were complaining. When he comes back, the father will start beating him. You are a useless boy. You have not been taking care of the cows. You are causing problem between me and my neighbors. The boy was crying and said, Father, I wish you know what the community is saying. The father stopped beating the boy and said, what is the community saying? I said, community is saying, where is the father of this boy? Why are they letting this boy down? This small boy has been the one going to have the cow very early in the morning. Where is the father? The father stopped beating the boy. And then the following day, he woke up with the boy and said, let us go with the cows. The father was on this side, the boy was on this side. Carefully, they took the cattle into the grazing land. The cows did not go into people's farm. When they came back, they did the same. And everybody was praising the father. You've done very well. You've supported your boy. There was no fighting between the father and the son. And their neighbors were happy. Teamwork. That's the moral of the story. If we work together with our government, the state, the counties, and we work together with our youth, no cows will graze in people's farm again. And we will live a happy family. Thank you.
There was one time a serious conflict. Good afternoon. There was one time a serious conflict of the part of the body. Jana Rodan to Korban.
Welcome, Your Excellency.
Green thorn, one more again, you. Kobe, Jonglei, be where I yod, we took no patai, we shot ya lor. For weapon, no way, and a mal where took the lemon be jai. We da, we moved, quarter, we shot ye, only a tiny Jonglei.
Your Excellency, Dr. Riagai Cook, the Governor of Jonglei State, you are most welcome to the closing of the 7th ICGS meeting in Juba, Farm Africa 2025. So, Your Excellency, we were waiting for you, and finally, you have arrived, and we would like to begin officially with some few speeches from the structured representatives, the donors, and then it will be handed over to you to close officially. We will also present to you the Jonglei GPAA strategy, but before you, Your Excellency, is the ICGS communique, the draft one, that you will go through, and then we'll see how we move it forward when the final copy comes. Let me begin and invite Mama Nyamele Nyubon. She will speak on behalf of all the women ICGS tonight. So, Mama Nyamele Ibon, welcome and come and talk on behalf of women. Tell the two principles, the stand of women from today's meeting.
Jonglei, Jonglei, GPA, Jonglei. Ah, na kodo neriye yo kodo murleye. Ah, baru ay katong nuara. Okay. Barwai ka tung nora ba loy ko wongan be biya kula linga gwa yen nori ka bi ko nga loja gwa nga nere kwar ko dit nere wal ni darew ka da ka dial ka ji ICGS dial nere ya ka mal magwa ta loy da long ko ICGS da me la jalo tino long ka kan ma chong nyam na kamala pen nga chong nyam na chi wote ka mulo goro wo bako rwai ji ni nuor ba nyin ken lo ga ba lan murle ni mo wa weri de tin bi nuor we che na or akan pala kar wai no ngan ta malar na yata lo te konen cha ko lat ba ko nyako maluo ga tin te cha lat kon man dial Greater Pibor ke ben Jonglei kon cha ko laran wo nongan cha ko laran wo nongan ke Greater Jonglei ke Pibor cha ko lo kon man ba ko gad ba ko to ka kan kon nei te chuny na kan ko ga ta dab ko ba ba na ngara da dien ko gan ma donyi ji la donyi ji bu wona na en ta ma ba liwo wale la go yin wo ba yin ang dor men men go yitin liya me bu ma ko kon ma na lon ko wo liya la to kan cha bam ni ba wo ban ko ka wona ga gadura ma da dien di la ngam na ro ni ma ne ya gad ke na go ka bum lo ke lo du ngan de ro ngap la ke roi ma cha ko lat kon mon cha ko ma do wo ba ko to ke unity ka ma da kon Jonglei ke ben Greater Pibor kame nan cha ko laren go ba ko tekel kono ba ko mat ka man Jonglei kon ji Pibor ba ko no ngre cheng no ko gwala ta ka sabab ni gad la no man la no go gad ka ba gad ba to kan ba ko no ba ko ba mat na da dola da na mo ma cha ko mat kon man dia la wo ba ko gad ba ko ji tol ba ko gwa gan ba ko nyot na ba ko nyot ko gor ko wo bo kon cha ko laron wo ku ma da bo ko ja ku ma da kon ji Jonglei ba ko support kon man ko wo ba ko gwaltin kon te ka sabab ne man na na ka gata no ko ke ba ba ro maken ba ko je gwalti ba ka chop ko ba wo dol tin ba ko ling wo wi te ka mal cha ko gat mino go gola cha ko bino te kon de cha ko la de ken to kon man gor ko wo kon ga cha ko chui ke wiye ko wo ga cha ka de la gwai ka chi mar ko ga cha ro do do de ko gwai gor ko wo ba ko wiye wa le la wo gwa nan ta ka sabba ba ko je ji chop kon man te ma yen wu ne tele me lot yen te me long yen ko le lo mai wo duwe kan dolen ko dol duwe ga na kan dunga ni tila wano to duwe ga na kan ko le lo mai wo na kan dia ko dinang ne gwa nan ta sabab tin gwa la wo doro to tin la wo ga na kwal gor go kon mon ba wo akol wa mai wo na kan ni dol mena na dong de lar de rejen ngon lar na la de na ta lo ai ko wo kwar kon dial ci ga bandola ko chana ba mat kon ga tie kel ka chana ti kon to lo ni kon de jiyo de kon ko chana ka ban lat ci ga tok ka kon ga jongule Greater Pibor berar ka jongule anta matela jongule Pibor je de la Pibor ka matela Pibor ci jongule da la jongule ba ya lar choda chwalo nyamele chwal banjang nimre inen chwalo nyamele ibon wuro ma chaw chwalo nyamele ibon shukran.
Let's clap for Nyamele Ibon for presenting the women. Your Excellencies, you might have heard what she outlined. I would like to call upon the youth leader to presenting Jonglei and GPAA rather than Thor Police. This is the Deputy Youth Leader of Greater Lawnware. Welcome.
Cha corner Kamal. Nera kumana ndi kelew. Nera mafazin. Nera bawdial. Nera mandial iben. Nera dufa naka dial kon iben la. Hello nera kon kapu de chengang wani. Mala kon dial changdar. Jen. Balong. Mulunu na yen kwar ko din di darew. Liep ko ye ko na bi aroi baga ka bi tin dial kon cha ko lat ba ba lat nyam nun ko te bi agor pin bi ngai. Malame cha to no go bar ne ke 2021 amane tame cha 25 tanatin tanare de cha to kan yen ko nyur yen wal ndare cha to wal ndare te kon ne chile won yam re le ni ken jenen ya nyon ga je ngode ne tin mal kan na kompan tin ja ko mat kon ngane la bunam kon wayam kamurle kan jonglei ta ko wena na bina jal ga do mo na jal tin jene bi mashakal bi gam bi mi tero be kule po yela wan kono do ba ga lep te ga do tu ba lep ti chara lep ni won ka do tu ba lep ti ba lep ntame kon nya ko do ba na je ga ni di bor ni ngome wo jai ni ko char wo ka wo jai ni ma nyam bol kana ko char ba wane te ga char wu ni won do mo wa be jal be ngon mi te tin ya ma da wale go bina roi ga bina go do mu do ban dong wu la rew da ma dong do be je ni ga ku be wona ka lo kor mai la do be je ka lo kor mai ga kwang le wo jai ni nyandi wu ngai char mi ga do me kono ba le ba do mo te ga dob dang diok to kono kwa goro go ba leb ne ke te la ji di ne pan kien te ga do me je ga ma ko le chai to wo bo je ni ja wang do mo ba leb ke chu bina jen bi ngani bor bi je ni chu ken bi ngani ma nya bol bi je ni chu ken bi uro mo go mi an go mo goro ne na bi anga ye kuma wona ne do me jidit mi la ni ya do me ye ga na do ba nana je ga yang wo je ni ma nya bol ba nyo go lip ko chara wala kon ngai kon dial kele wa bina jal je bi ji do dial la ji do dial la wona ga fadie da wona ga wor bi ga jal ye do mo bi ga mo ji ma nya bol
Drop da ma kwa drop da kon lo area lo ke liu kudu lo ka diok. Robe je ga luang je ga wal gak bo luang je ga motot bo luang je ga pir bo luang je ga yai bo luang be je na ga luang bo je ne uno na na lu no karwe nyang la re ching nyar gen ga wa ko ngor. Cha ko ba ba ga ye ga ping chang ga diok kam pa me. Cha ko ba ga rum ga chang wel ga pai baro je ne birum nei ban do mo la do ma kon chai ban do ma la do luang a bi ga re jen ga ba ga jen ba ga rum kam mo. Tama kan ko na ya mata ya galan to ko la wena ne jin kume malame ya ram tin partners ni dia den wan ken ti ta fiscal nel te radian gurga je wona ne tama kan rona wala me kirod martin ka chan be je ken wukide me dop to ba lepti go ne wo bi de tin mi de ngai tin wona do lep je ka bina do mi di dop to mo kwa walep go na la kuma gor wona ne ko nga ti ga roje tel ga gwanyen bi do mi ye ga do ba nan an jale do ba nyi di bi go nda go boli de ba yi te wona ne jin kume bi poli be ngun bi do ba nyi de be moy ga go bi do ga dyang be moy ga de bi do ba nan je ga pulbura ala we kol be moy ga de bi do chan be moy ga de bi 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 padide ala burma ba moy ga de go ta ro mo wa ko moy ka kwida ko nyi jonglei tel do mi chungo wan. Tro ken ko na galat teme me luno ne na go along be wona ne rono wala me chana be rumera me chi wori chi ko ri ni won la go Peter gudule wale ka fi bor me luno tere mala ni me pide re mala ne me wurun di ne gargai ji wurun di me la ni won ga mi chi kuduro ngo wona ne chi ne be je ngode bi mala me be ko watin ye ko jaga be pen pin be ko pen pin chi du teme ko tele pur tambo nyo je gen ne jen e kan de ko na ga mat ga to tama chi wona na change wona na kono banije ma bi dol pis ka nalan be ton wala me dong mo dol ni wukidu kama ngona ma guru wona na ba bina kot ke changa ne bina kot ke changa ne a gani na mi wi ne wo gor bina jigiji kwela wo gwal de kono cha ne jaisin e pis ka nal to go le jaga ba ga ger ane go tatin ko go a ko ngo me ka go ji.
Shukran. Thank you, Sir Bolins. We can clap for him once again. Now I turn to traditional leadership and I call Sultan Deng Mabur to speak on behalf of the chiefs.
Atiya ini alipir. An mas koi ke Jonglei bayri ria gai ko ma dare dik. An mas wali Pibor ma dare. Wo ko mana mat kana chu dai gol tu pare jaret. Wo kwan ken an ken dartin. Ye na chu gol wana ye chweni leg. Ye ngato awan ka mat ga to tin. Ku cái chán ta đấy à thiên sa đằng chứ cái bê tục chứ cái bê thul. A gut kulon chán là bịch bor cha bana thiên cái wet cái một lệ à chi gì bana gam. À chứ cái đó lôi yêu luyện cái yên mà luyện của yêu luyện là chứ cái bana gam mình đã cái yên mấy cái đó lôi nông kịch. Cái này anh yêu có giải thiok chán bố có nãy chi gì của chi gam có giải thiok chán bố có mặt. Yene chang mà đeo cool à cha ting cái có giải chứ mặt. Ku yera nong cái thiên ngek cái bi ngek là tôi lấy ayo cái thiết wa le kero chan bu tôi cái nó ku biarin ken. Cái chi banh mát wen cái chi banh mát wen banh banh cái bạch bor ku banh cái dòng lấy à chứ mặt bu neng mà chi quanh coi cả đồng ăn bi có quanh tin. Và kor bu neng bolis. Uke ga nong ai ten won gat cardiac. Kana chi banh chi cái mát wen kwa chi gam cái gadiang ene te chu mát wo dia ka un luel diar ke ka un luel chabab ke e be weda ban ko we ko jam na diak ko be mat biatok jam chi chabab luel ke ga nin kwa ko we ban ko koran be ja biok ye yuan en be biok ya kuma en be biok ke kana kor bi biok en yum yom ku be wa ke ko ken ka yi mat ku ken ko chop tin ke dora ngor ke kera lew ay alwel yom chi beri ha ken kul bi ko ye madaka ken ay alwel we ko jam ban dor ku to wo yi chi man jam ko gur ka chin ke bi bala chak bi ay alwel kul ye ne kul er mit yena be dor nyot ko na be yugan chagam we man nong yi kar ke wet ti tie we win en no mu wet chan bi mit bia ke ler ke kul amat wo ga do wo chit ko mat ku kor ko ye mit ay alwel chag yugan chag ting yi yugu mat ku yi yugu lwel chag ting e dor le bo ko lo ten ka we chabab ku yag ka we ku yag diar ku yugu ban anan le UN ta nó quanh ngôi chục quá trình có bùi yên này rắn với chuột nghe lịch nó với chuột cái đến rồi quá chiêu nó cái bùi yên này chán cái gửi nó có ai quỳ cái quậy phơi nó ngồi vô riêng quá chiêu cái quỳnh quỳ cái quậy quá chi gầm yên ai à lôi ăn vô cái đàn lôi thiệt vô cái rụt gam ấy đor của bố cái pan trục ku bogo na rut bogo pol ku bogo page bogo pol ko le ja kuma da ki ya kuma da ya lula ne lona ya lula jo kwanchu chan bro le we dor ku biarin kun biya tar yang dun we ban to su nyum ne kul an bo koy tarin bandit
Mango Sultan, let's clap for him. I will give to Honorable James Gatkur, the Commissioner of Uror County, Jonglei State. Honorable Commissioner, the floor is yours.
I recognize President of Dr. Degaiko, the Governor of Jonglei State, and his team. I will also recognize the presence of Peter Guzuli, the Chief Administrator for Pibor Administrative Area, and his team. I will also recognize the presence of our traditional leaders, our women leadership, our youth leadership, and our commissioners. On behalf of the 12 commissioners that have attended this, the 9 sessions of ICGS, I would like just to make a brief statement. There are five in Pibor Administrative Area and 7 in Jonglei. So there are 12. To me, on our behalf of our colleagues, I intend to give an emphasis only one point. All of you and all of us know that ICGS has been running for now the 7th time. And each time we meet, there is always one sticking point, which is actually the enforcement. All the resolutions where we normally reach are not enforced. And this is the problem that needs your attention. We strongly appeal from the level of the countries, Your Excellencies, to work together towards recruitment, training, and deployment of community police in most of the hotspots. And allow me to only mention 7 of them. One is Gadiang, 2 is Palang, number 3 is Afir Donga, number 4 is Ajager, number 5 is Padida and Dochan, number 6 is Togrwal, and the last one is Wikol. Your Excellencies, we believe if we are able to deploy these forces, we'll be able to curb the level of criminality in the region. Because with this force, we will be able to deter the criminals, and we will also be able to arrest them and then bring them to book. I believe if we are able to do that in the next 3 months, by next year, this time, the issue of cattle raiding, the issue of child abduction, road ambushes, and so on will be thing of the past. With these few remarks, I made my remarks. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable, for being brief. That is what I like. Time management is very important. Thank you so much. Your Excellencies, at this juncture, I will turn to partners to present their point of views quickly before we turn to the government side. On top of the list of the partners, I would like to call upon Minagano Kape, the Peace Building Lead for Pope Peace Building Opportunities Fund. She's coming to represent Rob and David, who have just flown out of South Sudan to London this afternoon. We wish them safe journey and stay in the United Kingdom. Minagano, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Gordon. Your Excellency, the Governor of Jonglei State, Honorable Dr. Rea Guy Kok, Your Excellency, the Chief Administrator of Greater Pibor Administrative Area, Honorable Peter Guzulu Mazee, Honorable Ministers from Jonglei and GPAA, representative of the Ministry of Peace Building at the national level, Honorable Commissioners, members of the ICGS and partners, good evening to you. I would like to say POF is happy to have been part of this journey of the ICGS with the communities and the government of GPAA and Jonglei State. The last 3 days has been quite insightful because a number of positive and encouraging stories have been shared by the communities. But I think also in the last 3 days, we have also had difficult conversations because as a community, I think they have agreed that these difficult conversations are necessary for these communities to be able to move forward together. I just want to mention that some of the key issues that were discussed, but we did not get an opportunity earlier on to bring it to the broader group, is the issue of a boarding school for the 3 communities. But as partners, this is a conversation that we'll continue to have with the commissioners, but also the communities. I would like to mention, Your Excellencies, that while at this point we are not sure where the resources or funding for the next ICGS meeting will come from, together with the 3 communities and also the Jonglei and GPAA government, there's a strategy for Jonglei and GPAA that we have worked with. And at this point, I would like to just present to you, Your Excellency, the copies of the strategy document. It's a briefing note and then a strategy document. So with this strategy document, while we're not sure of the next funding, we are committed to continue working with the communities and the government of Jonglei. This will be a document that will also guide us on how we can be able to lobby for resources for peace building together with the communities and the government. I would like to also repeat that a lot has been done, a lot of positive stories have been noted, but this journey is still long. And as partners, as POF, this is a journey that we are willing to work together with the communities and the government. And one of my favorite quotes is, if you want to move far, move together, but if you want to move fast, move with the people. And I reckon that the communities of Jonglei and GPAA and the government would like to move far. So this is a journey that we will be so happy to move together with all of you. At this point, I would like to give a very big thanks to the members of ICGS who have been here for almost a week, but also to the interpreters. The interpretation team are there at the back. Usually one of our biggest challenge in these inter-community meetings is the translation from one language to another. Sometimes we have to interpret 4 different languages and we spend a lot of time doing interpretation and we don't get enough time to talk about the substance. But these interpreters have made it so easy for us, but also for the communities to talk about the many things that they would like to talk about. But I'd also like to thank you, Honorable, Your Excellency, the Governor of Jonglei State, and also the Chief Administrator of GPAA for being part of this conversation. I think your presence here have also encouraged the communities and also us partners in terms of your commitment to this work that we have been doing together. So I will end here and other partners will have other things, information to share.
Thank you, Minagano. Minagano is a brilliant young lady behind peace building activities for POP. We thank you so much. I would like to recognize Pope strategic advisor and his son. They have just arrived from the UK now. Mick, you may stand up and wave at the ICGS members, and Mr. Ted. Mr. Ted, you can stand up. Thank you for coming. Mick is a strategic advisor for FOP based in the UK, but he thought that the ICGS cannot close without him. So he has come to see the closure of the meeting. Now allow me to introduce, in a special way, I want to introduce the mother and the queen of Peace Canal, Miss Kristen Kide, the mother and the queen of Peace Canal. Whatever Peace Canal does, that is the mother. She worked like a mother. She worked like an aunt to see this happen. Thank you. Welcome.
I don't know about the queen title, but thank you. Your Excellency, Dr. Riak Guy Kok, Your Excellency, Chief Administrator Peter Guzulu Maze, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Commissioners, and all the chief youth and women and all our partners present. I know a lot has been shared by our partner from POF, and I think a lot will be shared with the other partners. And I don't want to prolong that, but mine will be a note of appreciation because I know this ICGS has come a long way. I know we have gone to places. It has been a journey that the communities have committed themselves to face. They have accepted to face themselves even at the most difficult moments. We have committed to walk this journey, and now we have come to this level, meeting for the 7th time with the same commitment, with the same energy. And throughout this journey, all the delegates to the ICGS, the government, and the partners have learned one thing, that peace is a process. It's not a one-off thing. And the commitment from the partners to support this conversation all throughout is telling us that they are not ready to give up on us anytime now. So I appreciate our partners. I appreciate all our donors, all the different structures from all the 11 counties of Jonglei and GPAA. Thank you for your commitment and the trust you will levied upon us to walk this journey with you. I know we have not yet achieved the ultimate goal, but we are heading there. All these little steps we are taking is enough to shape the peace that we are all searching for. Your Excellencies, the delegates have discussed, they have talked, and they have come to agreement on a number of things. And you've heard them say they now need government support. Previously, the government support has always been a challenge, but now I am hopeful that with the new leadership of Jonglei and GPAA, there is going to be some good support we should be expecting from the two state governments. We are trusting you to uplift us as we move forward in implementing these resolutions that we've come up with. There are resolutions that are fully going to be government responsibilities, and there are those that are community responsibilities. As my colleague has shared with you, the Jonglei GPS strategy, it's also talking about the sustainability plan. As we stand now, we are not sure of where we're going to get the next resources for the next ICGS, but we as partners will continue to mobilize. But the government and the communities will have to take responsibility moving forward, that even if partners are not able to fund, these structures will move forward, this conversation will move forward. So the responsibility is going to be heavy on the government and the communities moving forward, and the partners will be glad to support every time whenever resources are available. I also want to appreciate the women who have come out openly to denounce abduction. They are saying no to abduction at this point because they bear the brunt of the conflict. So they are no longer interested in taking care of the abducted women and children, and they're asking government to support them as they go out there to talk to their fellow women. They are seeking your protection, they are seeking your support, that when they go and talk to their communities, they are listened to, and no abducted women and children will be accepted in their families as their final decision. And to the youth who have now embraced livelihood as an option to conflict, we really appreciate you. We want to appreciate all the youth who have embraced the cattle trade. With the little startup capital you've received, you are making progress. We appreciate that. To the youth who have embarked on farming, we appreciate you. This is where South Sudan needs to be going, should be going. So the moment, as you continue adding more energy into this livelihood initiative, we shall have a better community. So thank you, Your Excellencies, for honoring our invitation. Thank you for coming and listening to your people. And thank you for also coming to close this session with us. And the community members, the different structures, we appreciate you and we thank you for your commitment towards shaping the peaceful society of Jonglei and GPA. Yeah, so as I also mentioned earlier, we are handing over these structures to the government. As I mentioned, that the responsibility now lies with the government. So we are expecting the government to take over the ICGS structures moving forward. As partners, we will continue to lobby for resources and support where necessary, and if there are resources for the next meeting, we can still facilitate. But the responsibility of bringing these three communities together lies with your administration. So I want to close by saying thank you. And okay, thank you. So I have been reminded that there was an announcement made, and through my conversation with the Honorable Minister of Peace Building, that there will be a meeting between the leadership of the two states and structures, the ICGS structures with the national government. So we'll also want to appreciate this initiative. It is very key. So if the meetings are scheduled, the delegates and the partners would wish to know and how we get to meet and attend this meeting will be very much appreciated. Thank you very much. Thank you.
On top of that, of course, when the Ministry of Peace Building discussed with partners, it was agreed that the partner support for the days remaining will be up to 8th of this month, and then the government will take over on the 9th, because the mission is intended for UI. So the Honorable Minister will shed more light on that later, on that commitment, how the government will take over on the 9th of July. The ICGS representative will be going to UI for the peace mission. While I introduce Mike Yuang, the coordinator for RRSTF Jonglei GPAA, I will be going around distributing Jonglei GPAA strategy to commissioners and honorable ministers. So, Mr. Mike, you are most welcome.
Thank you, Gordon. His Excellency, the Governor of Jonglei State, Dr. Yagai Cook, His Excellency, the Chief Administrator of Greater Pibor, Peter Guzule Mzee, Commissioners, Honorable Ministers, Commissioners, Chiefs, Youth, Women Leaders, members of the ICGS, my colleagues from the humanitarian, peace and development partners. who are members of the RSRTGF, the consortium that has been working uh, together with the leadership of the counties and the state to make sure this particular structure, the ICGS, became a reality since 2021. His Excellencies, we appreciate your commitment, your interest, your leadership direction, and for prioritization of this particular meeting to come here and encourage the ICGS members. The years that our colleague, our partners have been working with the ICGS members, there's been a number of challenges, but we are happy to report, Your Excellencies, that there have also been tremendous success stories. Abductees have been returned. The youth leaders have been communicating to each other. The chief has been also communicating to each other. The ministers and the commissioners, they talk to each other. This was possible because of this ICGS structure. As we were listening, Your Excellencies, throughout the 3 days, there's been a lot of debate. There's been a lot of testimonies about the success that have been made. But there's also been a lot of fears. The roads that have been identified, as they mentioned, they are convinced if these roads are open and the national and state government take charge of this road, it will work in improving insecurity, improving security. This road will lead to markets. This road will lead to settlement of the communities. And as the community settle, communities will be able to engage in farming activities. They will be able to engage in income generating activities. And together we will be able to improve food security in Greater Jonglei. As we see the leadership of the Jonglei State government and the Chief Administrator of Greater Pibor taking charge, partners are happy to see the two of you together with your leadership. We are happy to see you engaging each other and engaging the communities. And as we continue to record success stories, even at this particular time of global funding crisis, there will always be a partner somewhere that is interested in this particular structure to be able to work together with the people of Greater Jonglei to ensure the gains that have been made are not forgotten. I want to thank you, my colleague from the RTF consortium. The success, the commitment, the resources that you've committed, you've heard the testimonies that have been shared by the youth and the mothers. We want to thank you most sincerely, Your Excellencies, for that commitment and the leadership in taking this to a next stage. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mach, for a very brilliant speech. I now turn to the government. And I would like to welcome Honorable Minister of Local Government, Simon Hosdol, Jonglei State, to give few remarks.
Thank you, Jordan. Your Excellency, Dr. Guy Cook, the Governor of Jonglei State, Your Excellency Peter Guzuli, the Chief Administrator of Pibor, my colleagues, ministers, members of the ICGS, and attendants, people who came to this workshop or the meetings. Good afternoon or good evening. With this opportunity have been given to me by my colleagues, the Minister of Local Government Law Enforcement and GPAA, we are very happy with our excellencies, the two principals who had today and the opening of this meeting or this workshop. And now they are here about themselves to be here with us today. And they will close it. Our partners, this is the seriousness of the people who have been given task to lead their people in this juncture. We, the people who have been called the Minister of Local Government and Law Enforcement, where the law is supposed to force the law, protecting the property and the life of people, we are not be able to do it. With that juncture, first and foremost, our dedication to be the only community policing. Community policing, he will help the community and indeed the chief, exactly the commissioners, how they can identify where the women, they are now came up with a positive resolution and dedication of they will be identified, they had abducted children, whereby our excellencies are on not to abduct our children as the same country, the same community, same Jonglei. I know the ball is in your court, your excellencies. The task has been given to you by our president. What are you doing with this in Jonglei State? We will be in your footsteps. And an assignment given to us as a ministers of local government and law enforcement in two greaters, we will be in position to identify, and when you have said last time, the number of people will be given to each counties must be identified and give to the commissioners, and they have to be selected. And then when there is a training will be taking place, and then our enemies, our partners will come in, how we can really managing the training. Because they will not be moving as a white army or eight set. They must be trained with the law of the South Sudan, indeed, Jonglei State and GPA. Your doubt as a partners before, you thought that the government is not serious seriousness as you have seen today, because the first, the third, the sixth ICGS, which was held in Pibor, His Excellency Peter Guzulu was the person who went and closed it. And that was the day, that was the weeks he was appointed as a chief administrator. And today, the seven ICGS, both of them, they are here with you. They are here with us. We wash out your doubt because you thought that government is not serious. They avail themselves today because they want to assure you what you are doing. You are now working as a partners, part and factual with the government, which is you are the right wing of this government. With this remark, Your Excellencies, we will be avail ourselves as the ministers of local government, law enforcement, with whatever you assign us to do, diligently and amicably, we will be in pro-line. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Local Government, Jonglei State, for short speech. Allow me to call upon Peter Simon, the Minister of Local Government, GPAA, to give his remarks.
Thank you. Male, Kudal, Bonna. Okay. I just want to read, I cannot interpret because of time. First and foremost, I would like to take this golden opportunity to recognize the presence of Governor and Chief Administrator, my colleague ministers, Chairperson of Independent Commissioners, traditional leaders, women leaders, youth leaders, our partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is privilege to take part in this brief and fruitful workshop. As I believe this program has brought peace, unity, and development within our brotherly state. And entirely South Sudan, especially Jonglei State and Greater Pibor Administrative Area. First of all, I would like to thank and acknowledge with partners who facilitated this program since the beginning of this program up to date. And I want to appreciate Peace Canal organization and nonviolent for great effort that prevalent in order to save the life of civilians in this country. On behalf of the community of Greater Pibor Administrative Area, I would like to say, in the beginning, there was too much crime along the road. Due to too much gun in the hand of civilian. But when the partners introduce this program of peace, we are able to take this initiative to address this crime until the situation is normal. As the government, we have set some measures to track these criminal and deploy security personnel in the risky areas. My message to brotherly state, especially excellencies governors, ministers, our partners, ladies and gentlemen who participated in this workshop, let us hold our hand together for peace, unity, and development. Let us keep the spirit of togetherness of peace and coexistence. Lastly, I would like to give an assurance to our partners and national government that there will be no more massive mobilization again to attack any communities. And we are really standing against this barbaric and inhuman forms. This will trigger for accessibility for areas. We will cooperate with my counterpart, Minister of Local Government and Law Enforcement, of Jonglei State, Honorable Simon Osdol, to communicate in case of any attack. I'm not prolong my speech. I want to raise my voice here. I want to say thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Minister of Local Government, GPAA. At this juncture, I would hand over the facilitation to Honorable James Nyiksho, the Chairperson of Peace Commission of GPAA, who will then introduce Honorable Minister of Peace Building, Malual Gabriel Kon, and Malual will now proceed with the rest. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Your Excellency, Governor of Jonglei State, Dr. Riagai Kok, Excellency, Chief Administrator of Greater Pibor, Dr. Guzulu Mazie, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Commissioners, Paramount Chiefs, youth, women, my committed partners, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I think we have taken long to discuss, we exchange, we plan and all this, but anyway, we have achieved something. Before what is called ICGS or Peria Agreement has been established, we were not in the same room like what we are all these years now. because discussions, exchange of experience, dialoguing, it has brought us to at least good place. Before I go to my points, just I want to say, my two democratic leaders, we need you to give us concise and precise your commitment for us to go with, to have unified momentum to achieve goal we have planned for. That is my request to your table, two of you, my excellencies. Then I have just some few, just which tips that just I want to just read in a set of explaining. I would like to say, why can we stay calm and centered? We did three greaters, these communities of Law, Murle, and Denga. For us to set for constructive dialogue, not plan for conflicts. My second point is practice active listening. Truly hear, reflect back what you have heard to show understanding and ask clarify question in a state of making assumption. Can we understand each other? What I'm saying, is it truth? Is it false? And then you can investigate before you reply. My third one is communication clear and respectful. Be honest, kind, and focus on the issues, not personality. In this point of this, you remember if Murli attack Nuer or attack Denka, I will be victim by phone call. What is wrong with you? Why you are people attacking us? But I'm not part of this team. I'm in Pibor. I don't know what those people are doing. But good thing it is my leadership. We need to dig common ground. Let us look for win-win focus solution rather than trying to win on argument. Instead of us to argue, we need to find a solution for us to find a good settlement. And then we must focus on solution, not blame, to brainstorm option together and keep conversation future focus. My last point is we must and might avoid the common hazards or the damages of our communities. Just like, we need to clean things. One of the community, we are created by God, by the way. So no one actually, even if you are 1,000 or we are million, we cannot finish Nuer and we cannot finish Denga. Even a small group in South Sudan cannot be finished if all these 63 communities can able to find. So that is what I'm meaning from this year. So let us see what is happening. Don't ignore the conflict. It is not really disappear by its own. It is disappear with our efforts. When you are at the conflict, it cannot finish unless we step our feet and our voice to intervene. Lastly, don't assume that you know everything. We know we are born as human beings. We have mistakes, all of us. We can do something that we cannot compare to God. We are made by God. It is only God that who can make things perfect. But we have some mistake that we pass through with. And then before further investigation, what they plan to say. So when you pick your phone and call James Nikyo to get some clarification, please be patient and ask me in the way that I can able to respond you in good manner, in a set of say, okay, my network is not good because I've seen you have some hacker that is happened to you. My excellencies and my community, this is the tips that I actually prepared for. The community is ours. The communities, we are the same people, we are same community, we are in one region where you cannot escape to go to Eastern Equatoria, Equatorial region or Bargazal region. We are in a Panay region, which unified us. We have everything in this our region, all the leadership in our region. So why are we doing this? Thank you for the chance. You are welcome, Honorable Minister of Peace Building, Jonglei State. Your Excellency, Dr. Yagai Kok, Governor of Jonglei State, Your Excellency, Peter Buzulu Maze, the Chief Administrator of Pibor Administrative Area, my colleagues, the Honorable Ministers, Honorable Commissioners, the ICGS members, good evening. Your Excellencies, it has been a successful 3 days deliberation. Our people have had enough discussions in regards to issues related to child abduction, issues related to cattle raiding, issues related to road ambushes, and therefore they have come up with a mechanism on how we can address these challenges. I would like to thank our partners in a special way for helping the people of Jonglei State and Pibor Administrative Area for the last 5 years. Now that this project has come to an end, it is going to be a very big challenge for us as government of the two sisterly states, especially setting up the traditional courts. We do not even have county judges, Your Excellencies. Now establishing up these courts needs resources, needs commitment from us as government. So Your Excellencies, this is a challenge and it's something that we need to do to move our people forward. Your Excellencies, the key issues raised here are basically issues related to road ambushes. And this is periodic attacks. Since we started these ICGS meetings, the mobilization has reduced. We don't see the Loanware and the Dingapore mobilizing to attack Pibor, and we don't see even the Pibor people mobilizing to attack, because when they do so, we already have network among ourselves, we do communicate. And this makes the government to intervene. So nobody now from this youth of Jonglei or Pibor do mobilize in large numbers. But how do we deal with these criminals that are in the bushes is the question we need to ask ourselves. This needs us to think together and find a unified force that will deal with these criminals. We should not call these criminals as Murles or the Dingas or the Nuer. We should treat them as individuals that want to take our country back. Though we know their identities, that they come from particular community, they need to be dealt with until we understand what is their mandate. Why do they want to destroy this country? To our people, I want to assure you that we have got good leadership. We have got His Excellency Dr. Riagai, who had got over 40 years of experience in government. This is of a great help to us. And thankfully, we also have got His Excellency Peter Guzulu, who is a peace expert. He has been working with the partners to ensure that peace come to Jonglei. So I think we are blessed. What we need to do is to rally behind their leadership so that they can serve us. I have learned one thing from the previous ICGS and this ICGS of today, that when we started this ICGS meeting, we were so defensive of our communities. If you are from Murle, either you are a commissioner or you are a minister, you end up saying, we Murle, we are good people. Or we the Nuer, we are good people. We the Dinga, we are good people. But at the end, we came to realize that defending our communities is not a solution. One day I told my counterpart, the former chairperson for Peace Commission, Lokocho, I told him, my brother, you speaking as a Murle is not the solution. Or me speaking as a Dinga is not the solution. You are in a government position. Tomorrow, next tomorrow, you will be serving at the national level. You will not be seen as a Murle, you will be seen as a South Sudanese. So what we need to preach is a spirit of unity of our people. So, Your Excellency, we have forgotten our identities, the tribal identities. We see ourselves as people of Jonglei or Greater Jonglei. Moving forward, the concern raised about organized forces is what we need to look into as a government. Because the breakdown of the law, rule of law, is the issue we have now in GPA and Jonglei State. We cannot apprehend criminals. So how do we bring peace? So what I want to tell our people is, please, let's rally behind our leadership to ensure that we have enough forces to deal with these criminals. And I believe if we have forces, we will have peace, sustainable peace in Jonglei and GPA. I understand that peace cannot come without its being enforced. There are moments that you enforce the peace itself. So we need to enforce this peace. We have signed so many documents, even in front of His Excellency the President, but we never address this. So now let's go out from here and think about how we can recruit this youth that we have in our counties to be trained, graduated, and let them perform the role of the security sector. And I believe our active ministers of local government will be in position to discharge their duties. Your Excellencies, I would like to also make few remarks in regards to what has been raised earlier on by Peace Canal. The message came from the Excellencies that we are going to meet the President of the Republic, but the dates of the meetings are not clear yet. We are thankful to our partners for the extension. The GPA group will have a meeting with my colleague, James Nixto, to give them information about this meeting. The Jonglei group will also have meeting with me later on in the hotel so that I give them the details of our meeting with His Excellency the President. So no one should be worried. Your government is with you and the partners are with you. So we will be in communication and all this will be addressed. Those who will be going to UI, do not also panic. Your partners have already addressed the issue of the mission. If there are changes in the logistic, you will still also be informed by the leadership. So with this, Your Excellencies, allow me to welcome His Excellency Peter Guzulu Maze to come and address his people. Thank you so much. Have a seat. Have a seat. Your Excellency, Governor. Is it okay? Sounding well? It's very loud. Bring the other one. Okay. Your Excellency, Dr. Yagai Kok, honorable advisors, ministers, chairpersons of independent commissions, commissioners, women, paramount chiefs, youth, partners, media houses, translators. Good evening. We also want to welcome our brother Mick and his son there. Welcome to South Sudan. Today, I think it's going to be the last day for ICGS. And I'm not going to say much because the other time I think I spoke. And today I'm not going to say a lot. First of all, I'm very happy for this ICGS meeting, because the meeting, the way I see it, is much more better than the other ICGS meetings. I didn't see any defensive words from the communities, like what we used to see in our last three first meetings, whereby Murli used to defend themselves, Nuer used to defend themselves, Tingabor used to defend themselves, and all these defensives were even affecting even some of our leaders, including some chiefs, without seeing themselves like leaders who should be neutral at any point. Today, I can see that any representative is talking on behalf of all the communities, and it is a good sign of unity. And we need to keep it up. Tribalism cannot take us anywhere. Our tribes has been in existence for centuries. And we have never built roads, airports, clinics, hospitals, because of our tribal existence. That is why we have to decide to go to war, get our country, and remain as people who are united, to see that this tribalism is completely erased. Today, as it is the end of the day, we want to focus on what we are going to take home. Because every one of us will be asked, what have you agreed in the workshop? And what are you bringing us? What we are going to take to our people should be very clear. The duties and roles should be divided. As I can start from the youth, the work of the youth is not to mobilize the other youth. Because when you mobilize your fellow youth, you will go and kill other people from the other communities. And this is what we don't want. Your work as youth, you go and talk to your youth members that we have agreed not to mobilize again. Mobilization has been banned. And in fact, our Vice President, Dr. Paul Mill, said the other time very clearly, any community that mobilizes against any other community will be dealt with seriously. And this is a message that you will go and tell your fellow members of youth not to mobilize. And we are supporting the idea of Dr. Bolmil and President Kiir to deal with any mobilization in any corner of the country. And we are supporting that 100%. The work of the governors like me, the vice as ministers, chairpersons, is to go and issue some orders. The orders that will guide this implementation, this agreement. And in fact, the other time I issued some of the orders. I said the other time that any village that will mobilize and attack any neighboring community, the chiefs of that village will be removed all. And I told chiefs, please stop your people from mobilization. If anybody, if one chief came in with somebody's child or a cow, report it to us. If you don't report to us, we will remove you out. That means you fail. And my orders are enforced fully, and I'm not lying. That is why a village of Viveno the other time went to steal some cattle from Gadiang, and I ordered them to come to Gumurok. And I told them, if you don't bring this cattle, you will be in jail until you will tell us where the cattle of Gadiang are. And now cattle of who are taken in Gadiang are now collected. I will receive the report of this cattle tonight, I think this evening. I don't want a chief to tell me that I'm fearing. If I'm going to report a thief, he will kill me. Even if he kill you, that is your job. When you see the signs of these symptoms, these signs of sheep, these red things here, what does it mean? It means blood. If your people are stealing, you have to bring them. If you don't bring them, we will remove it from you. But if you are killed, that is the meaning of the badge that you put on. This is not our problem. And our orders should remain firm. Culprits must be reported. The work of paramount chief and other executive chiefs is to try those culprits properly. And also to report to us any culprit who is bringing a child or a cow from any other neighboring community. And we don't want any chief who is taking a bribe. I don't want you to be double dealer. We cannot pay you in a government payroll, and we are also getting bribes. We will not accept that. You report the criminals and you try the criminals fairly. The work of commissioners. Commissioners must see that the laws that we issue, the orders that we issue should be implemented. Commissioner who fail to implement these rules and laws will also be punished. The work of our national government is support us by giving us all the tools that we need so that we enforce the law on the ground. Because like what my brother said earlier, if we don't have tools, ammunition, guns, vehicles, armed police, well-trained soldiers, how can we implement the law? And I'm sure our government is always ready to assist us. These are the things we are going to take with us. The role of the women is also to help in this escalation of our dismobilization of the youth. Normally in our community, when cattle are brought to the community, women are the ones who are singing, ululating, happy, because cattle have arrived home. We want to tell you women, please, don't accept any cattle brought from any other neighbors. Don't sing when youth are mobilizing. Don't sing praising them to go and attack. Women voices are always heard. So we should not support our criminals. And we should not allow criminals to hold our communities hostage. And we should not allow our few criminals to cause trouble to other members of the community for their crimes. You know all these attacks against Dingabor, against Nuer, against Murle are caused by only few criminals. And by the end of the day, you see that innocent women, innocent children, elderly, women who don't even have sons to go and rape, always become victims of the attacks. And we don't want these criminals to benefit from the death of innocent people. A criminal must be held criminal. And criminal might pay his own price. And if we fail to hold all these criminals accountable, then the price will be paid by the community. And we don't want to allow criminals to finish our people. I want to thank our partners for standing with us. I know anything that we want, they will help us. And we need to respect them. We need to respect their vehicles, respect their facilities, and also to respect their ideas. I'm not going to talk much because this is the end of the day. I want to thank everybody who is here. And also I want to thank God and our president for bringing peace to this country. Thank you very much. God bless you all. Here I want to welcome my counterpart, Dr. Yagai Kok, come and give his speech and also to close our conference. Thank you. Salam waye. Salam waye. Salam waye. Salam waye. Salam waye. Shukran, my God. First, on behalf of my colleague and brother and a good friend, Peter Guzulu, let me welcome our friend Mick. We have just arrived from the from the UK, purposely to come and attend this important gathering. We value that personal decision very much. That is a very big gift to our people, especially the innocent people of Greater Jonglei, Greater Pibor Administrative Area. So thank you very much. We have really no words to express our thanks and deep feeling towards what the Peace Canal has been doing. And of course, as usual, a long journey or during any competition of athletes, always the last
2 or 1 second always is the most difficult and defining moment of that race. You can be overcome in that fraction of the minute, and you lose the race. But if you persevere, especially when the crowd is hearing you, pushing you to your limits, you will make it. This is what is in front of us today, that we have come a long way with a lot of achievements, but we are feeling the fatigue from donors not to continue to support your efforts. After you have almost finished the 99% of that journey. So we'll all join in prayers, all of us, that we pray to God so that resources are available to save the lives of innocent people. Your contribution as partners, especially the Peace Canal, is also another message to us as South Sudanese. We have the people who are losing lives and properties on a daily basis. And we seem not to be feeling the pain of that great loss. And you came from very far, having only the humanity in your heart, that we are all human beings. We are brothers and sisters. This is what moved you to make all these sacrifices in mobilizing funds, in also offering your time. So I'm really very much touched with this situation and the contribution made by our brothers and sisters to donate funds and mobilize funds to Peace Canal. But I must see this opportunity, making colleagues, to congratulate you, because the task is almost achieved. The unity of leaders always is important. Communities, to me, they are unlike these buildings. A building collapses only when there is a weak foundation. That building is bound to collapse. Building does not collapse from the top. But communities, they don't collapse from the grassroots. They collapse from the top. If there are differences within the leadership, is always descend down to the grassroots. But any differences, especially with us South Sudanese, has never been initiated by the grassroots. It's always from top to the grassroots. But today, look around here. The entire leadership of Law and the entire leadership of Dinka Bor and the entire leadership of Murle is here after that long journey, speaking with one voice, speaking as a team, not they and us. They are speaking as people of that region, that they must live in peace and harmony. That is a very big achievement that we have to underline. And that's why I congratulate you for having achieved this thing. What has remained has been mentioned by my colleagues. The governance aspect of this crisis is what is now at stake. You see, always we have the church, every Sunday they preach that you don't make this crime. Always, every 7 days. But crimes do not stop. And that's why the role of the government is always important to support what is being preached in the church. So you alone, as Peace Canal and our colleagues, without the support from the government, will be also rotating in a vicious circle. Because criminals are there. You not apprehend them. Now the abducted children are at large, are there. And the criminals are at large and they are known by the respective communities. Without law enforcement, those children will not be collected. And if they are not collected, the pain will continue to be there. And some unruly criminals will continue to justify their behavior and their crimes. So to us here, the ball is on our court. We have pushed it to our court as a government. That's why I'm interested in this group, the leadership of the entire two administration, to see the president, to talk, to tell him in one voice that we, the three communities, have united behind peace and coexistence, peaceful coexistence. And as I mentioned earlier in my opening remarks last time, that we are contesting nothing. The conflict between Murle, Bor, Murle, and Low is unlike what is taking place in Tuj, between Tuj and Ngok Dinka. Because there they are contesting a piece of land. But with us here, what do we contest? Nothing. I always bring it to the governance problem. And we will not address this governance problem, only the leadership of this country. Like what was mentioned by Simon Woods, that the deployment of forces along these hotspots is important. I've gone very fast over the recommendations, and I think these are very encouraging and very good recommendations. What I would recommend is maybe the format of presenting the resolutions. Let us try to allocate responsibilities. Let us not generalize them. Let us dedicate or designate responsibilities to the women, like what Guzule has mentioned, glorifying the cattle raiding and abduction in terms of song as part of community bravery. Women have a very important role to play in discouraging this thing through their songs and all the rest. The armed youth, what are their roles, or I mean responsibilities? The traditional authorities, the chiefs and head chiefs, the same also with the commissioners and the government, whether state or national, so that in the next session we take stock of what we have agreed upon. How far have we gone with the implementation of this thing? We have made some recommendations in confidence building, like the proposal for the school. That one is a very brilliant idea, but this is a long-term program. For a short-term program, we have been discussing with Guzulu when we were in Manyabol. UNMIS constructed a school in Manyabol, but there were no teachers. Can we consider teachers exchange, for instance? And this is what we discussed last time, that Jonglei has enough teachers. Can we attach teachers to Manyabol, to Gumruk, to Pibor from Dinga as confidence building measures? That when we are considering it. Even the health workers, there's a huge gap in human resource for health. Can we also try to explore attaching health workers in those areas that are needed to build confidence? These are some of the ideas. Let us think loud of this thing. Last time with Guzula, we said if we attach teachers to Pibor, they will be in our pay list. The recommendation will be considered by Pibor. I come from Akobo, and we have an awkward situation that can also try to show you how ugly is this business conflict. During our time when we were in school, the steamers used to move between Akobo and Pibor. They come as far as from Kosti, through Melakal, Nasser, Akobo, Pibor. Now, in our time, Murle are not enjoying access along that river. And we meeting here as the leadership of our respective communities, I think we should consider it as a shame. Why we deny? Why should we deny communication between Akobo, Likwangola, and Pibor using boats? It's only Murle has been singled out because boats leave from here, from Juba, they go up to Gambela. They get their goods and come back. They go up to Rang, crossing different communities. They go up to Nasser. They go up to Bentiu. What is wrong with having boats going to Pibor? So I think we'll discuss this issue when we are having the engagement between those of Akobo and their neighbors in Likwangola. If we really mean peace, there should be a free movement along that road that connects Akobo, Likwangola, Pibor, Gumruk, Manyapol, Anyidi, up to Juba. But we should not forget the waterways, the river Pibor. This thing we'll discuss it there, and this is where we need your help. Let us not confine it only to roads. Now the Anyidi road is almost open, is working, and the communities of Bor have wholeheartedly accepted peace. If there are some clashes, they are not from Bor community. Elements may be ethnically Bor, but the motives are not driven by the previous mindset when people were considering Murle as a different or an enemy. That feeling is not any longer there in Bor, and I think the head chiefs will tell you, the armed youth will tell you, Leith is here. That feeling and sentiments is not there. When this one is a very big success to your efforts. You must know this thing. Yes, there have been some attacks to Ngorok some times back, and but that one is not from. Let us not consider to be a communal. Is not a communal violence from Bor to. These are gangs who have organized themselves, and we have identified them as a government. So if there are reports coming from GPAA, let us not confuse it with the efforts we have made, the success we have made. The government will deal with those groups. What has been done by my brother Guzulu to collect the cattle of Gadiang is what is supposed to happen. But that one of Ngorok is a different issue. It's an isolated thing. The traditional leaders cannot solve it. Use leader demono Jahman Borweno. Aye. Boy is still keeping his word. Aye. He's still keeping his word. He's still committed. But those gangs are operating outside the state government and outside the traditional authority. Ana begifina. De yo mubruk yan gare. Kame kia lade. We are chang kabano rum ka yai. Name ba ubya wala da. Reine kon. Guzuli, in his opening remarks 2 days ago, he has te yen ngani kan man nen kon ngani ti la liu tem let kon ge tem la da ge mi ja gok pei bara moy go dio ke o do na cha yode ke dong te dor bi chan mo lo do ko ban kan man ke chiek de bi dor lo dag gani kuor to je ko na ai doran ye do yo kal ten doran konwar je do yo dama kap ko na che wot ka bane o je chankel go ri na chan le rodane o mutu dup o mutu dul gora o mutu dul wal o mutu bolis o mutu sigin dara go wono o mu damen tirana min bierga je ba bula poda ba ngwang gani che to bad yen yalla dun yalla ani ju do e kume ai e kume ngo bane lado dong me da kon riel kon korodan be dan go to kon kume ne dial lakin yalla dun yalla anta ma ngai kon te gad jabe te doran che to te gad jabe te doran lakin chi de lon kap ko chi ji ko jin ko ra puj lakin tele ji bole tele ji de tele ji ngo tele ji ngo tele ji ngo an gwan an ji gal ram kap gado bum ni jen ka bole ka ne de du fa lakin yen ci chup dumu go tami ci amar ci alat now we have a peace between denka kana nore ga war ke law mi dit na ci alat ya de go ene net mi ci alat pana let ko loy dan kay lew go non e jabe demandan non e je point dan non e point dan ai non e point dan ya bu longoro dun kay ne bu longoro go de te dan kondial go bane mat wan yi loy da te di loy da wande yen je ko kwar we ko re na kon en dal ga ye de ga te yende ko longo ai yende ko longo lakin ngoda ba chobe mi che wa mi wa te le wakit lakin jen daruri go bane je ye ana be kur malwal kana pis canal o che mo ga niniti bane gung ni je run ga ne mola bine wel ka mukta bade ke ye go ne dong de ye chol de yen wo je ke de yen wo je ke ye de wo lar me de loide ku mala ga de yen wo lar wo ne kon ko kon ji mal nong nei mal ai so I'm gone and on my side I will not let you down as the people of Murle. Lana, our success as today's leadership will be judged by our failures to bring peace to our people. Even if we succeed in other, but if we have failed to bring peace between the Murle and their neighbors, ma amalna haja. Ma amalna haja. So you count on my full support. Count, we are going to move as a team with our Jonglei. This Pibor Administrative Area, let it just be in our mind, like when we have Pertet, we have Likwangola, but they are all parts of Greater Pibor Administrative Area. So we have Jonglei State and Greater Pibor Administrative Areas. Let them be twins with our Greater Jonglei. Let them be twins with our Greater Jonglei. We are one people. We are one land, but with two administration. That one does not harm us. We will make a team, communication بين الوزراء, let it be there, doing the same mission. Lual ma James, they are doing the same mission. Simon Simon, we are one department. We are one team. We are not two different departments. Let us promote and encourage visits. Teji, Lebor, Teita Godayam, Pibor, with your brother Simon. You see, when this process succeeded, a lot of Murle IDPs who came since 2013 to Juba, they went back to Pibor. The day of their arrival to Pibor, those children who were born in 2013 or who were 2-3 years in 2013, they have just been hearing of Murle. They call them bear. So by night, the Murle arrived Bor. And the news went around that Murle are in town. So people, those children who have become adult now, they could not figure out how does Murle look like. So they came out in their hundreds. Bear. This was the news being spread, to go and see bear. This thing we should not have it. We want to have trade. Ben Pibor wa koi na barar koi ga jabe ina na yemitedi lay ran la ngai no chi jabe na lel ko ye kan dol de ko na dabaga 2013. Congratulations, Peace Canal, congratulations, partners, Mubruk, the leadership of the three communities. Madir, I said, Lloyd, we can only go ka gadiang. Can you get a ban mutkap? Migo, lele namo. The white flags. I think we should try to publicize it. We should try to recruit media to our side to popularize that day. We are raising the white flags, even in some locations which are accessible. We have to invest on this day. We have to invest and make it visible, and people should feel it across the country that this event is taking place in the region in favor of peace. Shukran jazilan. And now we consider the meeting is ended, but we should continue with the conference. Alayam nahnu gaidin da na friend khali yitamo. Let us disseminate what we have discussed here. Shukran jazilan.
Ayo, nation man ben Jonglei we da Jonglei we da Jonglei we da Angudi tang ya bango Sha you know to go to Jonglei Aman nation man ben Jonglei Freedom korapa. My God, the wind rum can ask you, Nasiel, young de korapa. Oh, one on the big one. Baba, who got to go in? Young and I go on, Yan and Yuan. Young and I young on you with the air. Young and I go on, Yan and Yuan. Young and I young on you with the air. When we use can all go, Nasiel, young de korapa. Oh, one down, but we found Mama, who got to go in? We don't go, Mama, we don't go, my this you went. And Jonglei, we don't win, my mom, I know she went. I hope you're so low. No, you're not more late. Then go where dog, I don't lay. I hope you're so low. Be in a more late. Then go where dog, I don't lay. I hope you're so low. Boy, in a more late. Then go where dog, I don't lay. We don't go, Mama, we don't go, my this you went.
wereda injinunda kwenyar warinata yugunyar bunumata yugunyar warinata yugunyar bunumata panda jamulaida jamulaida wereda injinunda kwenyar warinata yugunyar bunumata yugunyar warinata jamulaida veru jamulaida
Thank you for joining us online on Ajagwang Media Productions, live at Farm Africa, Juba, South Sudan. I'm here to give the final remarks. And first, I would like to introduce myself as Gordon Ayen, the Peace Building Manager working with Peace Canal, supporting peace and conflict transformation in the communities of Jonglei, GPAA, Lakes, and Warab states. This evening, the two principals, the governor of Jonglei, His Excellency Dr. Yagai Cook, and His Excellency Peter Zulu Mose, the Chief Administrator of GPA, came for the closing remark and to bless the ICGS draft communique. As we have concluded, there are several outcomes of the 7th Intercommunal Governance Structures, the ICGS, held in Juba in July 2025. The communique reads, the first one in the communication is the communities have acknowledged the overall reduction in violence compared to the years the ICGS has not been established. The communities also have indicated that some women and children have been returned and reunited with their respective families in both Jonglei and GPAA. It is noted that also there is an improved communication and coordination among the ICGS members in both communities. And finally, the emergence of economic initiatives rather, the cattle trade, providing alternatives to violence among the armed youth of Murle, the Dinka, and the Nuer. Measures not fully implemented
there is lack of reciprocal abductee returns among the communities, especially the Murule and some Jonglei counties. It's hard some counties within Jonglei and GPAA to return the abductees, although some counties are returning. Second, there is non-implementation of agreed upon road openings and market centers between the three communities. The final one is that the sporadic attacks continue in a number of locations in both communities. This is something that has not been implemented despite the engagement. These are the challenges facing the ICGS structures in their periodic meetings. The last but not least is that the agreements not imposed due to weak follow-up by authorities. Most of the outcomes of the ICGS meetings are usually agreed upon, but lack of follow-up by the authorities put these resolutions at stake with no proper implementation. As for today, the specific measures agreed include: one, abductions, bearing in mind that the failure of roads opening after the last ICGS and the importance of road openings in facilitating the return of the abductees, the abduction return strategy will be reviewed after the successful opening of the roads. So the youths have agreed to open some specific 3 roads that are linking the 3 communities, citing that these roads, once they are opened, the return of the abductees will be easy because people will have access to remote communities. Number 2, in the interim, the meeting iterated that there is a general commitment to the return of the abductees, also to return all the abductees voluntarily present themselves, the authorities. So in the communication, that it is also agreed that those abductees who are fleeing from their abductors and presenting themselves to local authorities, different counties, will be received and handed over to the Ministry of Gender, Child and Social Welfare, both in Jonglei and GPAA. And then the Ministry of Gender, Child and Social Welfare will coordinate with partners, including Save the Children and UNHCR, to return and reunite these women and children with their respective families. Number 2, agreed on the communication of today is road openings. As attached to children and women returned, the use of Greater Jonglei together with GPA have agreed to open some major roads between July and August 2025. The youth have nominated representatives who will be responsible for the openings of the roads. In July, the youth agreed to go and place white flags on the main roads. On the water point, they will be placing white flags from 10th of July to 29th. And then on 1st to 10th of August will be the actual movement of the youth from designated locations to the meeting point, both the Murule, the Dinka, and the Nuer. They will meet in those particular points agreed upon, where they will have meetings for 2 to 3 days, and then these roads will be accessible by the 3 communities. These roads will reduce the sporadic attacks being carried out by the youth who are hiding in the bushes in the both Jonglei and GPAA. Number 3 is around intercommunal boarding school. In the discussion, it came out clearly yesterday, the commissioners were having discussion to agree on a long-term strategy that will boost peaceful coexistence between the 3 communities. The communities have echoed the establishment. They have agreed, and they will follow it up with 7-member committee
that will be established to sell the idea of the school to the donors and to the government of Jonglei, GPA, the South Sudan. And the proposed location for a boarding school is Gadiang in Bor South County. The Gadiang Center is bordering both the Murle, the Dinka, and the Nuer. And the commissioners believe that this midpoint will serve as community resource that will boost confidence and peace between the three communities. The last one on the communication is the second last one on the communication is the women's conference. The women of Greater Pibor, Jonglei, and GPA have agreed to conduct women peace conference, bringing grassroots women in one specific location that will be Bor town in Jonglei State, where many women from the grassroots will come to discuss how women can work towards peaceful coexistence and how women can work together to identify and share information on abducted women and children living in their respective communities to ensure that they are recovered and reunited with their rightful families. The last one on the communication is the issue of accountability. Communities have been requesting the government, both the state and national government, prioritize issues of accountability, citing that most of the conflicts resurface because of lack of accountability on the parts of the perpetrators and on the parts of the government who is the sole implementer of the accountability. In response to lack of accountability in the villages and in the counties, the traditional chiefs of Murle, Dinka, and the Nuer have proposed to establish a mobile court that will be established in Gadiang, where the boarding school is also proposed to be established. They say that this traditional court will serve as a remedy to resolve certain cases among the communities. The chiefs are open also to be moving from place to place, resolving and disputes that have not been resolved, so that the victims will be given justice on time basis. Thank you very much. This is the next ICGS. That will be the 8th ICGS will be held when resources are available in Bor, Jonglei State. And this will be discussed further with the Ministry of Peace Building headed by Honorable Manuel Gabriel Kohn and the Chairperson of Peace Commission, James Nyikyo of GPA, Greater Pibor Administrative Area. Thank you very much for listening. And by name, once again, Gordon Ayen, the Peace Building Manager of Peace Canal. Thank you very much. See you. Bye-bye.
Kena wardang. Okay. Okay. Loyin tong jeng wala loy English. Okay. And I think majority of the people from Ajagwong speak. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Abaliap. Thank you, Ajagwong Media, for inviting me. I'm Honorable Malual Gabriel Kon, the Minister of Peace Building, Jonglei State. We have been here for the last 3 days deliberating on issues affecting our two communities or our two sisterly states of Jonglei and Greater Pibor Administrative Area.
For the last 3 days, the participants were deliberating on issues of abduction of women and children, as well as on issues of cattle raiding. Since the signing of Perry Agreement, we have realized that there's a bit of calm in terms of huge mobilizations. There had been a reduction in mobilization, especially on the side of Jonglei as well as on the side of Pibor. But it has been ongoing that some youth used to attack along the roads. These individuals don't come in large numbers. They come in numbers of 2, 3, 5. And their motive is to kill and rob. And most of them, their target is the cattle that are in Jonglei. So as government of Jonglei and Pibor Administrative Area, we are working hard to have a unified force that will patrol areas that are seen as hotspots. We have heard from our governor and the chief administrator that these ICGS members will meet His Excellency President Salva Kiir Mayardit so that they can assure him that they are committed to peace. And the only challenge is the issue of security, and of which this can only be addressed when we have a unified police and a unified army that will perform patrols along the roads and as well as arrest culprits. Abductees are being returned to their respective states as well as counties, but the culprits are not being apprehended. This is a challenge. So the government has come in with a full force that anyone that mobilizes in large number to attack will be dealt with. And this is a message to all the youth in Pibor, in Jonglei State, that this time around, no one will be left at large. If you mobilize to attack a particular community, you will be dealt with. And on the issues of education and health, the government is looking into prioritizing a boarding school that will create a learning space for both students from GPAA and Jonglei State. The two state governments are thinking about exchanging teachers and also health workers to enable our people to receive dividends of peace, which is health and education. We have been signing so many documents in the name of peace, but we haven't achieved this peace at all. With the ICGS structures, we believe we will commit ourselves to these resolutions, ensure that all abductees are returned to their respective families. We will ensure that all the criminals along the roads and the bushes will be dealt with. We will ensure as your government that the necessary basic services are delivered to our people. It is in our prayers that we get funds to achieve this. So with these remarks, I would like to say thank you very much.
Dog.